You are now tuned into
Decadent Conversations
with Brown Sugar
Decadent Conversations
and Shea Butter, baby.
Decadent Conversations.
Welcome back to
Decadent Conversations.
Cereal in that bowl and give it to you.
You gonna have bad luck.
Why? You said it can't be empty. Cereal
Mm-mm.
gonna be in it.
If you put stereo in there, that means 7 years of bad sex.
No, it don't. You making
Oh,
up shit
Lord.
now.
No, that's
Oh, did
what
I
it
just get a
is.
message? Okay, he ready. He ready. You can count us in 50.
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You are now tuned into Decadent Conversations podcast with your girl Shea Butter.
And I'm Brown Sugar. Welcome back.
Welcome back. You know, I like when we say welcome back together.
Yeah, we did it right on time last time.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, that's dope. Because you know the sound sometimes be off in this place. But how you doing? 90s
I'm good, girl. Yes. You know I had to do a throwback to my high school days. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Do a little kid and play. You know, all
Hey. Okay. We ain't got the feet, so we can't, do the
kick. Right.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, what's going on with you? Oh, Cherry brought me food. I just want to let y'all know Cherry brought me food and it was so good. She still owes me for my birthday though. She thinks she got out of that, but she's still taking me out to eat. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. I had to do something to shut you up for a minute. So I figured that'd be the best way.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I gotta get this off my chest.
What?
Did you hear about what happened with the Los Angeles City Council?
I heard a little bit about it, but go ahead and tell the people what's going on.
Okay, well, first off, for those of y'all who don't know, because I know some listeners not from LA, but the Los Angeles City Council is the governing board for the city. So not just the city of Los Angeles, but across different areas, right? But primarily LA, but that's a lot. We talking about 4 million plus people. Well, anyway, the president of the Los Angeles City Council is named Nuri Martinez. It's a Mexican lady, and they had a closed door meeting. It was her, two other city councilmen, Kevin De Leon, and then the other dude, what's his name? Another Mexican guy. So it's three of them. I forgot the other dude. Oh, Gil. His name is Gil Cedillo. Right. So the three of them had like this closed door meeting. So in the meeting, they were supposed to be talking about redistricting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the way the districts fall has to do with like voting power, right? So in this closed door meeting, she didn't know she was being recorded. I would definitely like to know who recorded her. But in the meeting, when I tell you she talked about everybody, but the most important thing is one of the things she said was one of the other city council members is a white gay guy and he has a lover or whatever, but they adopted this little black boy who is 2 years old, and so they were all on the float for the Martin Luther King parade, and she was talking about how the little boy was like not behaving well, right? And she said, oh, he was treating him like he was a white kid or something. If I wanted to take that kid, I wanted to take that kid and give him a beat down. So at first I'm thinking like the kid is like some 10-year-old that's cutting up that might need their butt whooped, because we all run into that. But the baby was 2 years old. Then she called the little boy a little monkey, but in Spanish. Called the boy a little
What?
Yes, honey. Yes. But that wasn't even it. So Gascon, I think he's attorney general, or he used to be attorney general, but he's another political figure. And so Gascon, they were talking about who they need to get on their side in order to like basically get elected and get the Latino vote. So she was like, fuck Gascon, he's with the blacks. Right. And so then yeah, so they were talking about all of the politicians who are supporters or want to be fair towards the blacks. And she was on there talking. She reminds me of like prison politics. You know, in prison, at least in California, it's separated. So it's like the blacks, the Mexicans, the whites, and it's very political and they don't intermingle. You know, I ain't pretending to like just know everything like that, but just based on what I hear and what I've seen, that's the way it is. And she was talking like those guys that's like that I see on like 60 Days In talk. Right. So she's coming from some mentality like that, very like separatist. And if you know about Los Angeles, it's extremely diverse here. But I will say this, and I got Hispanic homies, and I hope they're not offended, but the truth is the truth. Anti-blackness in the Hispanic community is California's little dirty secret. It's California's little dirty
I don't
secret.
even think it's a little dirty secret. I think it's
Mhm.
known.
Yeah,
It's
but
on a
people
large enough
pretend.
scale.
I
But
don't give a
people pretend like it's not a problem. They don't want us to talk about it because we only 10% of the population. But we're a
Girl,
strong 10%. We're only 10%.
you you can pretend all you want. Just because you can pretend don't mean that it doesn't exist, or it don't mean that it, like, that pretending shit don't mean nothing to me, because they white people pretend like they not racist.
Hmm.
And we
Right.
know that couldn't be further from the truth. So
So some
no,
of the
it
some the
go
biggest
ahead.
issue the biggest issue that came out of this though was of course I was upset because this lady was a part of the school board. So she was helping make decisions regarding our
I don't want to
kids. So
overlook
that
kids. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like that was really bothersome to me. But not only that, the conversation they had in that room was about disenfranchising black voters so they didn't have a voice. They were strategically talking about what they needed to
Wow.
do so that they could disenfranchise black voters to not have a voice in Los Angeles. So it made me wonder, the way she talks so reckless. If you get a chance to listen to all of the clips, don't just listen to the one they put on the news. Listen to all of the clips. You're gonna see her attitude. So anybody that kicks it with her, anybody who spend time with her regularly outside of them meetings, then you know that more than likely they have shared views, because she talked like that every day. She was reckless. She was dropping F bombs and everything. But she didn't just talk about blacks, which is where she really messed up. She talked about the Oaxacan community. So the Oaxacan community is also from Mexico, but they're the indigenous or the indigenous people there from there. But the indigenous people, they're a little bit darker. A lot of times they're shorter and things like that. She called them ugly. She talked really bad about the Oaxacan community. She took some digs at the gay community, but on the low. She said something that was anti-Semitic. I mean, she offended everybody that didn't look exactly like her. So not only is she racist, but she's elitist. And it was just really hard. And I listened to the city council meeting. I was very proud of was the group of people that went to the city council meeting to ask for the resignation of the three people that were involved in this racist
Hmm.
private conversation, was very diverse. So there were people from a ton of different communities. There were Asians, there were a lot of Mexican Los Angelinos that were there that spoke up on our behalf. It was just as many people that were not black as there were black um yelling out against this. And I really appreciated the unity in that. And them, I mean, they were going hard in the paint. I heard more F bombs in that city council meeting than a rap song from the 90s. Speaking of the 90s, it was like, I mean, it was like, fuck the police, fuck you, fuck them. Like, I mean, but not just that. They were also bringing up points and they called for an investigation because there was probably something criminal in the way they did the redistricting, because it was redistrict and they were strategic about who they were going to target and leave out. And some of the motions that they made over the last year, it impacted housing, it impacted taxes, it impacted so many things, and it did so disproportionately to hurt African Americans. That was the target, so that they could have more of um, their own constituents, but it backfired. And the thing that also came out was the fourth person who was in that room was the president of labor. And the president of labor, he is part of the contracts. So when we go drive past these construction sites and it's 100% Hispanic, that is not by accident. It's by design, because that's who's getting the contracts and that's who they hire. So sometimes you will hear people say things about like why they don't see black men in those settings where they're being excluded purposely. So it's impacting our families on an economic level. These contracts, lack of getting the contract, jobs. This is the person is over labor. So luckily, because the labor Department of Labor is so, those people surrounding that are so unionized, and there's so many um African Americans that's part of that, and also Hispanic Americans that don't agree with that. They went hard. That guy, his name was Herrera, he resigned. So today, Nuri Martinez, at first she was just trying to take a leave of absence, but they said we were not, those constituents said we are not having any more meetings until Nuri resigns. So she officially resigned today. And when she
Good.
resigned today, she spoke to everybody except for us. She talked to young Latinas. She talked to her family. She talked to her staff. And there was no apology in that part. Now, she did apologize the first day, but she didn't think it was gonna go hard in the paint because we're only 10%, but we're a
Listen,
mighty 10%. We're a mighty
listen.
10%.
We are a mighty 10%, but that's fine. No apology needed. That resignation was that whole apology.
No, I want criminal charges. And I
That
want
don't gotta
her,
be. That's not an apology though. She can get criminal charges, but she don't need to say I'm sorry to us. That's what I'm
right.
saying.
Yeah. But that's how you know she didn't care. But yeah, she should not, her or her cronies, they don't have no place in Los Angeles. I hope they are so uncomfortable they leave. Leave the state. That's how I feel. You don't even belong here. Your political career is over. Period. So that's my spiel on the Los Angeles City Council scandal. And I'm waiting to see what else comes up, because we have a board member that Nuri Martinez mentored, and she's on the school board right now. So I wonder, what I'm saying, what's her views? Because she hasn't officially denounced anything. She hasn't said anything. But I wonder if she has the same view, and if she's going to just not say anything and just play it safe, or is she going to come out and say something against it? But none
Either
of the
that,
board
or they
members have.
either that, or they definitely gonna be watching her with a fine tooth comb.
But the thing is, the three in that room are the only ones. That's just who got caught. But you
Oh, I
know what? It's
know,
going to
and I'm
become.
pretty sure it's
Mhm.
it's not just Los Angeles.
Of course
This
not.
shit is nationwide. I'm sure. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
California more than anything when it comes to, I mean, it happens all over, but we're used to happening with Caucasians, but California more so with the Latino community. You know what I mean? So, um, but it's sad because we do have a lot of Latinos that will support and say the right thing. But one of the problems that I will, and I implore my Latino friends or even listeners to um think about, if you got that one auntie or uncle that's racist, that's saying all kind of racist stuff, you know, shut them down and make sure your kids do not like let that anti-blackness take root in them and believe those things, because I've worked in those settings and I've had to have conversation with kids to set them straight, and I was able to because kids are open in that way. But if you don't say anything and you're complacent with that racism, or you're complacent because you're the recipient of favor, I mean, you're no different from those white people that were Klan members back in the 50s, 40s, and 60s.
But
Period.
the black and brown community have to come together, period, because at the end of the
Mhm.
day,
Mhm.
it is a white, and I hate to say this, but it is a white versus black, white versus brown
No, it's
thing.
white
So
supremacy.
the shit is on both ends, because I have a few people in my, that I know that are racist towards the Latino community, and I don't think that shit is right. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
am friends with black and brown. And if
Yeah.
my brown
Same.
friends get out of line, I hold them accountable to it. Check this shit
Right.
out the door. It
Yeah.
just is what it is. But the point is, we both communities have to come together, because the fight, like I said, it's not between us. It's not.
It's
At the
white
end of the day, it's
supremacy.
not. Exactly.
Yeah. And this is my last thing about this, and I'm be done with the topic. You know, I heard someone say, well, you know, this used to be Mexico. Let me tell you something. There has never been a time in history where black people were not in Los Angeles, including pre-Columbian times. In fact, California is named after a black woman. Her name was Queen Califias. If you don't know, do your history and look it up. There has never, we were the founders. We were part of the founders. We were at least 25% of those who founded Los Angeles. We have never not been in Los Angeles. And also, there's a close connection between the Mexican community and the black community that goes back years and years. When Christopher Columbus went to Mexico, the reason the indigenous people didn't kill him is because he had enslaved Africans with him. And they said, those are our friends. They knew about the black man because the black man had been all over the world and already been in Mexico, and also had pre-Columbian presence in Mexico. The Olmecs, which is one of the indigenous Indian groups that historical that was in Mexico, they have statues. Their lips look like my lips. Their nose look
I
like
mean,
my nose.
come on, educate the people, Cherry, because you teaching shit that don't be in the books. They done took out the books. They don't want niggas to know. They don't want other folks to know. So go ahead and educate the folks.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. And you know, even like I said, people that say I'm 100% Mexican, you better check your DNA, okay? Because what I can promise you is you got a percentage of black in there. Mexican stands for mestizo. That means mixed. That means mixed. That means indigenous. That means white. That means black. And for some of y'all, Irish and also Irish and Chinese as well. That's why sometimes you see people that are from Mexico that might look Chinese, or you might see one with red hair. You have some that have full lips and booty. Yeah, that's because it's mestizo. That means mixed. And some of y'all black too. And
But
it's
wait a
areas
second.
of Mexico that got black people, and our histories are intertwined. So, and we impact each other and we affect each other. And we
I
lean
like
on
that.
each other and we borrow from each other.
I like that you are so passionate about this.
Okay, we
You
done.
even putting your whole avatar body into it, so I can tell that you passionate about this. But what I want to know is, why black folks be getting mad when they do that? Not Ready Player Me. What is that shit? DNA and Me, or 23 some shit, whatever the DNA is. Why black folks be getting mad when they find they got Irish in their blood?
I don't know. Shoot, everybody got everything in there. It was a whole bunch of
Exactly.
stuff happening voluntarily and involuntarily. So,
That's the truth. That is the
so
truth.
shit, we ain't pure either.
That's why I said black folks be get mad when they find other shit in their blood.
We ain't pure African.
I don't know how far the pureness goes back, but I know you got to go back to get that, raw culture who's really truly pure. We all mixed up for real.
Yeah.
White people be having black in them, they be getting mad about that shit too.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's a whole nother story. Because there was a lot of women in particular that were passing back in the
passing for
passing.
white.
And for those of you guys don't know what passing is, meaning that they were mixed, and they were mixed, but to the point that when they were white appearing, they look white. So because they look white, they just decided they were going to pass for white because they would have a better quality of life. And so they would have
we
to
just
leave
watched
their
a
community.
movie about that.
Yeah, they would have to leave their community and live as this other person. So some of these white folks, especially in the South, if they check their DNA or check their grandmama's even birth certificate, they gonna see that they were descendants of a black woman who passed for white because it was just easier than trying to be black during those times. So that's a whole nother
They be
topic.
mad. You can't tell Peggy Sue that she got to drop a nigga blood in her. You cannot tell her that. All right. We've been here long enough. I'm ready to move on.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna go first. I know you want to share your dating stuff, but I just have something I want to say. I'm really paying attention to these red flags, so I'm kind of like, I haven't been on any dates because I'm kind of like, I really don't want my time wasted. So as soon as I see something just off a conversation, I'm like, all right, block, delete. We never got to speak again. This dude, I have a problem with people who go on and on about the mother of their kids or the father of their kids when you are trying to get to know them. And I'm talking to this dude today, and he must have called his last baby mama so many bitches and so many pieces of shit. And I just wasn't saying anything. He's like, why you not saying anything? I was like, well, you kind of being disrespectful. Every word is bitch this, bitch that, and I'm trying to get to know you, but I can't be mad at what you're saying because you are showing me the real you. So thank you for that. But when does accountability come into play? Because he has 4 kids, 4 baby mamas, and he done said fuck all them hoes. So nigga, what are you doing? Because clearly you're not picking them right. Let's start there. You're not picking them right at all. So you're mad that you have all these kids, but you have got all of these women pregnant, and you have a 1-year-old, and you're trying to date. So when does this shit stop? Why did you keep your baby a secret? I didn't know about the baby beforehand. Say that shit on your profile. Say that you got 4 kids and you got a 1-year-old. You're going to have a lot of hoes just scrolling right on by. Don't do that. Don't keep the baby a secret.
Sometimes they do that crap to try to make you feel like they're so distant from that woman. But a lot of times when they're that passionate like that about it, they still either they mad because the woman moved on, or they still sleeping with them. Because why are you all that passionate?
They just stopped fucking around in July. So he said, y'all still fucking, and you already blocked. Because I'm not nobody's stepmama to no goddamn 1-year-old. That ain't about to be me. I ain't changing no goddamn diapers unless they my own kids. So your kids got to be a little older. So
right,
that's quiet time. I need your kids to be independent. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no excuses when it comes time, to do the do. And you got to change the diaper or a baby cry. Yes, fuck all that. So nah.
So they need to be able to make a sandwich on their own.
Yes. Beat your hot pocket up. So what you thought? You thought I was finna be cooking for you and your tribe, warming up milk and shit like that? Nah, I'm playing.
Yeah, that sounds like a disaster. Because he got a pattern. 4 baby mamas that ain't talking about. Yeah, that's too many problems.
Look, I done got that fibroids move, so I'm fertile. You thought I was finna be baby mama number 5? Shit. No.
Yeah, he did. That's what he thought. He said you had childbearing hips.
I got block bearing hips. That's what I got. So your ass is blocked, nigga.
Okay. He's supposed to be blocked. He's fertile too, shit.
And
Oh my
44.
God.
But that's all
Mm-mm.
right. We already know it don't matter the age,
It
woman or
don't.
man. People be doing fuck shit. That's fuck shit.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And this goes for the women that be. I don't like the women that talk bad about their baby daddy too, because you got 3, 4, 5 baby daddies. Ho, what is you doing? It's got to
Well,
be
yeah,
accountability on both parts. You busting it
yeah,
open
I
for
agree.
everybody. You thinking a baby is gonna keep a man? We know it's not.
Mm-mm. That's too many people involved. I
Yeah.
can't deal with that many people. So many people.
Shit.
And I can't divide that high. Okay? I can't
I
divide
don't
that
have the
high. If
patience.
you know, whatever he make, you gotta divide. Y'all can't go to the movies. Him and 4 kids, that's like $200. Let alone Disneyland. You can't go. You can't do nothing.
Oh, cause why when he finally told me, girl, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about it, he said, yeah, cause you know, I come with a tribe, so anytime we go out, it'll be with the kid. Nigga, what? No, it will not be. Absolutely not. It will not be
Mm-mm.
with me, you, and the kids. The fuck?
Mm-mm. Tell them find another person with 4 kids, and they can have the Brady Bunch.
um,
Just do it like that.
Before you get into what you want to say, I just want to point something out to the audience. So y'all remember a few episodes back. Yeah. Y'all remember a few episodes back when Cherry was telling you about her ex, and she was like, he ain't popping back up. I set him straight. Woo, woo, woo. Well, get ready for the pop-up story, because Shay was
Oh
right.
Lord. Oh my God.
Me and Fifi
All
told you not
right.
to accept that money from that man. We told you.
Come on now. No. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. I accepted the money because excuse me, because I didn't feel nothing about accepting money for somebody I did a lot for in the past, so it wasn't a big deal. And like I said, I didn't know what he had for me when he said that. But let me tell y'all, this about a week ago or so, I'm laying in the bed, knocked out sleep, and all of a sudden, I hear some music outside. It's a gospel song. Never would have made it. I just hear, never would have made it. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, but I got a neighbor who always bumping random times of night, right? But he's Hispanic, so he be bumping Mexican stuff. I'm like, this ain't Mexican stuff. That's a gospel song that I know. So then I just peek out the window. When I peek out the window, I see a black guy get out and sit on the curb and light up what looked like a cigarette. I'm like looking, and so then I said, this better not be my ex. So I call him. And when I call him, the music stopped. So I said, this for show him. So he answered the phone. I said, what the hell is you doing in front of my house? And he was like, oh, I didn't know you was here. I said, whether I'm here or not here, which that don't make sense. Why are you in front of my house? I was like, you need to leave now.
And
Right?
at 2
And so then,
a.m.
yeah, it was 2 a.m. in the morning. I was knocked out too. So then he put on Tina Marie Fire and Desire. So now I'm knowing the songs that he picked was strategic because years ago, we talking about like 15 years ago, we had we had sung that song together for karaoke and we laughed about that for weeks. So he was playing that, I guess, trying to create like some type of memories or nostalgia. I don't know what he was trying to create. And so I called him again because I'm like, why is you sitting here um doing a jukebox all up in front of my house at 2 in the morning? And then when I called him the second time, he just left. So I ain't heard from him or anything since then or whatever. So I don't know what the get down is, but I said if it happened again, I'm gonna have to actually do something because I can't even be cool with you. That's no go. So,
I
but
told you
I was sad. You done woke me out
so.
of my sleep to never would have made it. Like, what is you doing? What you
And
want? What you
again,
doing?
this won't be the
Oh,
last
Lord.
time.
Yes, it will, because I'm done. I've been done. I've been done for 10 years. But why? It's just weird. You need to move on with life.
Anyway,
Okay.
stay tuned for the next X story from Cherry because it will be happening again, like I said. All right. We are gonna jump into this topic, but before we jump into this topic, we do have a special guest or two, and we're back. Do people still say that? And we're back with with two people on the couch. Y'all remember Atlanta from last week. And then we got my homegirl, Light, sitting next to Cherry.
What's up?
All right, so I'm going to read something that was shared with me online, and that is what we are going to dive into today. All right, so it's called How to Steal Someone's Boyfriend. Written by at P8STIE, and the post will be shared somewhere on the podcast screen. It'll be posted. She says everyone knows that all the good men are in relationships. The available men are available because there's something wrong with them. That leaves you a single woman with a desire to start a family with only one option: stealing someone else's boyfriend. The most important thing to start out with is maintaining plausible deniability. Don't be too upfront. Just enter his sphere as a friend. Talk only a little about your other dates, about your family, your hobbies. Find out what he likes and get interested in those things. Dig about his current relationship. As a woman, you know how it feels to be sad and frustrated. So help him to channel that negative energy. Find out what his girlfriend is doing wrong and make him fixate on it. But remember, plausible deniability. Don't say anything bad about yourself. As you dig deeper into his relationship, mold your personality to his alleged likes and dislikes. His girlfriend is argumentative. Huh?
Okay, two things. I gotta get my door, but there was somebody had background noise that was real loud.
Yeah, it was
movement
Atlanta.
and stuff.
So yeah, your thing was a bit loud. So what I did was I took you off the amplifier. Sorry, I thought I was on mute again. But what I'll do is when it's your turn to speak, I'll put you on amplifier. Right.
Watch that be her ex at her door.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, she needs to go. I need to find out who's on her door.
Because Atlanta you was here last week when she was like, hold on. And it was her ex at her door, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was that your ex?
Was that your ex?
Hell no. Shoot. He better not.
Damn.
Shut up.
I was actually getting excited.
No, that was
right. All right. Y'all ready? You ready?
You remember where you were?
I'ma just yeah. Okay. As you dig deeper into his relationship, mold your personality to his alleged likes and dislikes. His girlfriend is argumentative. Be agreeable. His girlfriend is dumb. Be an intelligent girl boss. How old are you? Because who even says girl boss? Anyway, does he like the way she cooked? Say me too. As you get closer to him, ask him to introduce you to his girlfriend, either online or in real life. Get close to her and start sowing seeds of discord between them. Make it seem like he lied or did something stupid or said something bad about her. Make it seem like you're on her side. As you're simultaneously destroying their confidence in their relationship and also being their only comfort, things are going to get tricky. He's going to try to make a move, but you cannot let yourself be the other woman. He has to break up with her before physical stuff happens. If it just can't be helped, you have to show immeasurable guilt and shame and force him to break up with her. He can't see you as easy. You must show that you have morals and values and hate breaking your moral code. You were just overwhelmed with passion for him. The only problem that now remains
is the ex-girlfriend. If you've done the job correctly, she kind of hates him now anyway, and you're free to drop her out of her life before you make your shiny new relationship public. Convince her to block his ass, drive it home that she's too good for him, then send a couple of men that you rejected her way. Start a petty fight with her, tell her she's toxic, and end the friendship. Very important part of all of this is no one can know what happened, or else the whole relationship is publicly tainted. People will think bad things about your future family, and uh, it would affect you for generations. Wait a few months before making things public. Even if you disagree, you all should still thank me because this is the way of the world, and you're now more enlightened and aware of how things work. All right, let's
Okay.
unpack that. Hold on,
Okay.
Cherry. We got new folks on the couch. Let them speak, girl. We know you can talk, but you got to
Bullshit.
share the couch
Just
today.
who going through all that shit anyway is what I don't understand. Like, first of all, you talking about taking all these extra steps to get somebody that's already attached to somebody else. Now, if you want that responsibility, that's your business, but please don't pass all this shit out to us. We don't need no to-do list on how to steal nobody's man. Okay? We don't. For real.
That's why I said,
See,
well, let me ask y'all this. That's why I said, how old is the hoe? How old is this bitch?
she gotta be young as hell for real. She's
I'm
Just like
thinking
your
late
probably
kids.
20s.
Like you said, that's too
she's
much
definitely a
fucking
Gen
work.
Z. She
You're
definitely a
not doing
Gen
that
Z.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
They got
Right.
their own code. They got their own rules that they live by. That's some fucked up stuff. See, because if the shoe was on the other foot and
Yeah.
the man was basically trying to convince her to break up with her dude so he can get with her. We're considered dogs, and we're the ones stepping on the other dude's toes. That's against the man code. We're not supposed to do that. But
But
from
y'all
his
do
son,
though.
Yeah.
but but I don't see to each his own. Every man is not going to think the same about it, and I think that's wrong. That's wrong because like don't screw up a relationship. Don't screw up somebody else's relationship just so you can benefit. Just so you could be that that replacement. That's not. I don't know how ladies. I
For
don't know
real.
how. I don't know how y'all
Mm-hmm.
what kind of code y'all ladies go by when it comes to it. But it's a lot. It's like, and this is not sexist whatsoever. It's like a lot of things that I've seen and experienced that ladies do. It's proof. It's like people approve it. Like
Mm.
it don't get shammed by nobody.
Mhm.
But if the things that dudes do, we get shammed on it. We get talked about. They call us. We get called by every name in the book, and it's just wrong. That's just wrong. I got other stuff to say about it, but I'm not going to be hogging it up. Anything else
You
you need
don't
to talk
you
about
don't have
that?
to hog it up, and I'm not gonna touch on it yet. I'm gonna let Cherry go before I do. But what I am gonna say is, first of all, you surprised me. I didn't think you were gonna respond that way. So you surprise me every day I see you on this app. Second, uh, there's some double standards with some things because dudes will definitely get talked about and y'all will be called dogs and niggas ain't shit and woo woo woo. You already know how that
Hmm.
conversation goes. There's double standards in a lot of stuff. And this is kind of derailing from the topic, but I want to bring up the fact that people make assumptions about me and Sherry on this show just because we speak so freely
What?
about
Yeah.
certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So they assume
Mm-hmm.
that we're a certain way and we're really not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I had a guy friend that reach out to me. He said, if I didn't know you and I listened to your podcast, I would think that you're a hoe because you're going out with all these guys. I said, well, I'm dating with intention. So I said, most of them don't even make it to the second date. And I damn sure ain't sleeping with them. So I said, that's
Mm.
you projecting something onto me because you try to sleep with everybody you go out with. I'm not trying to sleep with no bunch of people. That's not my get
Right.
down. So I've had people to make those assumptions. I go out regularly. I date serial date. I serial date. Don't mean I serial screw with these people. I don't be sleeping around. So I'm probably more conservative than what a lot of people think when it comes to that. Like,
Well, she really
now
is,
once I'm
and
in a
I can
relationship,
vouch
it's
for that.
whatever.
And I can vouch for that. And even
Yeah.
even as free and sexually liberated as I am, I'm not sleeping with all these niggas that I entertain. Why the fuck would I do that? That's silly. But if
See,
I
But I
want to
think
talk
it's really
about
just a show, though. I think it's all about, I think it's all about saying, "Oh, I was able to just, take another bitch man. I was able to get this nigga and pull him and make him do shit his old lady wouldn't do." And but in all honesty, I gave him a safe place for a few minutes, and as soon as something better comes along, he's out, he's on to the next one. So, it's kind of like Prince said, that's you left behind to be replaced. Like you set your own stuff up for that, but you have to remember that what he does to get you, he'll do the same thing to you. You know what I mean? Like, don't think that
and
that's
that's true.
short. Don't think that's a long term situation that he's doing that to keep you, and then you making it hard on yourself and the next woman.
So the point I'm making,
I got
Atlanta,
another
is
twist on
the
this.
point I'm making Atlanta, is we get those double standards too. They just come in a different way, and that's probably I think every topic
yeah,
is a good topic for a podcast. So
Oh
I'm gonna go
yeah,
ahead and say that
hell
that's a good
yeah.
topic for another
definitely.
podcast that we can all touch on.
You
So
know,
back to what you were saying. So yeah, them double standards hit on both sides, just for different reasons. All right, Cherry, the floor is yours.
Okay. Okay, so I got a couple different perspectives on this. The first perspective is this. Actually, in my book of poetry, I got a poem called Inside Job that talks exactly about this, right? So, one of the things that needs to be stated in this is if you're in a relationship, um if you guys are solid, this can't happen, right? And you need to be careful about telling all your business to somebody, especially that you just met.
yeah,
And should
exactly.
nobody from the outside be able to come infiltrate what you guys have and plant them seeds? So if y'all solid,
Exactly.
then that can't happen. So you need to be careful about what you tell people. That's one of the things what I see with a lot of women telling way too much information about their relationship, down to
Yep.
you know
Place.
what I'm talking about. Forgot already.
The inside job.
You said you
Inside
Inside
job,
job.
man. I'm with you.
yeah.
Inside job.
Okay. Yeah, so if y'all solid or whatever. But yeah, I went to my friend's bridal shower years and years ago, and she talked about her guys private parts so much. I ain't even that type of chick. Soon as I seen the dude, I just looked straight down. Cause she talked about it so much. I ain't even no creep like that. I look straight down because she telling
Mm.
all her business. You know what I'm saying? She telling that kind of stuff. You can't talk too much to people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be selective about who you tell your personal stuff. I need to be solid as a unit. So nobody can infiltrate what's going on. So that can't even happen if y'all solid and y'all have a solid union. You know what I mean? But on the flip side of it's real. I got another friend, she tried to keep it on the under, but I had figured out what happened. And basically, she befriended the wife. She did exactly what old girl said in there. And I said, before I knew what the gig was, I said, why you hanging with her? She said, because she married and I'm not, and I want to find out what is she doing or thinking or whatever so I can get me a man. Right? So that's what I was thinking. But then, you know what I'm saying? It ended up being a twist to the shit. But that's what she did. It became an inside job. Now, it didn't go anywhere long term, you know what I mean? At some point, it just fizzled out for whatever reason. But it's just the point she was able to get that close. So you got to be careful about that, especially some new person come on the scene. Like you
Mm-hmm.
got to be cautious about that. So and only you get to determine how close that is.
Yeah,
Because
and
I
she went
have
as
enough.
far as, I'm
Hmm.
sorry to interrupt. She
Go
went as
ahead.
far as to say that to be like you in a friendship with this chick. Like You don't just know the
Mhm.
dude, but you know the chick too, and you friends with her. Like you befriended this lady, so I'm assuming that there's some type of
Mhm.
connection between you and her where she trusts you enough to tell you about her dude, and this is how you do her. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
See,
Well, that's
and
the
that's why
purpose.
people can't have trust in nobody nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta be careful about who, because you can, and you can determine that. Because I got, a married friend of mine who she won't even make eye contact with another male other than her husband. She won't even have, small talk with another male. I thought that was weird, but that's what she feel like she needs to do to keep certain things silent. Now her husband don't do that, but that's how she feels she needs to do. That's her limits. I can't be like that because I have too many, rich friendships with males that have contributed to the greatness of my life that I wouldn't want to just cut off my male friendships. You know what I'm saying? But you get to determine like what that line is. But there does need to be a line of boundaries of that friendship stuff and what you share about what's going on with you in your relationship. Because if y'all solid, can't nobody break in there.
I told you before that that whole friendship shit with men and women when you are in a relationship with somebody, I don't see that shit working. Um and that's just my personal thoughts on it. I've dated people in the past that felt the same way, but I don't see it working is because my guy friends that I have in real life, if I gave them the time of day, they gonna try to fuck me. So
It's a few
because
I
I
feel
know
that way
that,
about.
because I know that, I don't do that whole male friendship shit when I am in a relationship, and that is my personal choice to not have any. I don't want no problems in my relationship. But to what I read about old girl, this little hoe did not say anything new that we don't already know. This shit has been going on since the beginning of the time. Women are catty, men are catty. It's always gonna be somebody that wants something that you got instead of getting out and getting their own. I don't like the shit. I think it's snaky shit. I think that it's
That's
real like
that's worse when they get on the
low hanging
inside.
fruit. It's low
Mhm.
hanging fruit because there's too many people in this world, and I don't necessarily think that just because he's single or she's single that she's not a good person, because it's a lot of motherfuckers in these relationships and marriages that are the bottom of the fucking totem pole and should not
That's
be
true.
in a fucking relationship. So I do think
Mhm.
that there are still good available people out there, and I think your mindset gotta change. Even if she is older and not of the young crowd, let's say she is older, her mindset needs to change. She hasn't matured yet because you trying to give out a handbook about stealing somebody's man. No, give out a handbook. You talking about some being a girl boss? Give out a handbook about how to start your own business, how to come together as women and change the certain stigmas that y'all got, how to
But she
present
want a
yourself as a
man. That's
woman
her
for a man,
goal.
stuff like that. But
She
I'm
don't care
saying
about
if
no
you really a
business.
girl boss, that's what you would be on. She had that comment in her. She made that comment in her
But that's a
post about
pretend
be a
girl
girl boss,
boss.
and that
That's
bitch is a great
pretend.
pretender. She's a great
Yeah.
pretender because I
Yeah, it's a
don't,
lot of them.
I don't agree with that shit at all. That's just not my get
Yeah.
down. It's too much dick out there to want the next chick's dick.
But
Hey,
It,
you know what that's about though? It's like I guess, you know, she's probably has expectations that are unreasonable. Because realistically speaking, a lot of people feel like if you're not married or you single, like it gotta be something wrong with you. And because I get it all the time. Well, why you not married? You got this and
right.
that going on. It must be
what
something
is
wrong.
something wrong with you? Nah, for
What's
real.
wrong
I'm
with
just
me?
kidding.
But the thing is, if I wanted to any, mini, mighty, mo, I mean, it's some people I could spend a little time with, and I know I could get a proposal from. That haven't been, honestly, maybe it should have been, but that haven't really been the forefront of my mind. Now I'm thinking more about marriage and stuff like that because the kids about to be gone. you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking about that. I don't really like mixing that. It's a problem for me. So I have my reasons, you know, of why I do, but it's not hard. It's to get a guy. That's not hard. I don't understand why people be saying that. Now to get a guy that I like, that I want to be around,
That's
that I
worth
want to
having.
marry and wake up to all the time, that's not completely driving me crazy or stupid or a
That's
whole. That's a
different.
different story.
That's different.
That's a different
That
story.
same shit goes for men. I see people all the time in comments telling people, you know, oh, she do this, bro, she do this, but you know, I feel like I settled for her because she wasn't my first choice in the looks department, and you know, but she do that thing I like with her mouth and stuff, but you know, she not the
That's how they
prettiest
say
and
it.
she not the smartest. Like what? What? What the fuck is that? What is that?
I don't know.
These
But
are the people
it's
that
not
be
hard.
married. These are the people that be married. This the
But that's
available
my
man you. I mean,
point.
this is the married man that you want, bitch. This is who you try to steal.
But then
And
too,
like
at the
Light
same
said, the
time, don't
same
be
way you
mad.
get
Don't
them.
be mad at her because
Mm-hmm.
she just out here trying to get hers. You know what I mean? You can't be mad at her as the wife. You know, you got to
Yeah.
check in with your husband, and I do see that a lot too. Like you don't know what's being said,
Yes.
and this chick that he met, that he just shot all his lines, he done shot all this game to her. You don't know what this conversation been about. So the first thing that happens is what we want to do. We want to run out here and fight and act a fool. And I'm just like, did you check
Oh, you
in with
gotta
your
check that
dude
shit
though?
at
Because
home. Check your man.
right, check that shit at the house from
Yeah.
jump. Like,
Yeah.
get in his shit about that because you don't know
Yeah.
what he told her. Did you check your receipts? Did you check your bank account? Because if she acting like that, 9 times out of 10, the nigga's paying bills. He buying
Yeah.
clothes or shoes. He paying car payments. He's investing. When she get like that, he's investing.
Yeah.
What is he
Yeah.
doing? Check with him.
And
Come
Check
selling
with
on,
her
him
Light.
first.
Come on, Reverend Light.
Yeah, man, she got it, man.
That's
She
true.
on
And
it.
selling her a dream. For real.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
Cause it ain't guaranteed that he gonna leave his wife. That's
It
that's
this
like you
is
said, it's been since the beginning of
Most
time.
of the
That's
time it
old
don't
news.
be. It don't
But they'll
this
happen
is the
set
like that.
biggest
themselves up for that,
error.
and he'll take his ass right back home. I have a whole nother chick somewhere else. Same shit.
Yeah, shit repeats itself. Like I said, it's been
Yeah.
going on since the beginning of time. We know
Yeah.
it.
And sometimes the
Some of
wives
y'all
be knowing.
granddaddies was doing it.
That's another story.
What? I know
Say
my
what?
granddaddy was. My granddaddy got kids everywhere. I'm
See?
39 years
Granddaddy
old, and I
be
haven't
doing some
met.
extra stuff.
I still have one aunt that I haven't met. It's out of what, at least 7, 8 kids. It was only supposed to be my dad, his older brother, and his younger sister. That was it. It's supposed to be them 3. We are at 7. Rolling. Papa
Yep.
was a rolling stone.
People be getting it popping. You heard me?
Wherever he lay his hat with this home.
And then back then, it was like more, that was just a thing that guys did. And I think that's why there is such a double standard today, because back in the older times, like, men went out and did that freely. It was nothing. It wasn't nothing for them to pop up and have
And the wife wasn't
10 to
gonna
12
leave.
and 15 kids by 3 or 4 different women. That was nothing. I mean, it's still nothing today, but it's totally
But
different.
a lot of that
Whereas
shit was
time,
kept a secret too. A lot of that shit was kept
Exactly.
a secret. Hoes wasn't
Yes.
able to reach out on social media and find you and all this type of stuff, and maybe didn't even have a
Right.
phone number to catch her. And the lady
No
could have been living
connection.
2 blocks away. You would
You didn't
never
even have that
fucking know.
DNA connection.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Yeah.
and it's only going to get worse as time continues.
Yeah.
And it's only going to
Yeah.
get
I
worse.
don't know. I think them generations, they was the worst with that.
Yeah,
They
they
be
were.
having
Now,
setting kids across the street from you.
well, now these kids now these new generation of kids are taking over now, and all the older folks, we just gonna disappear in the dust. So it is.
I ain't going there to disappear. I'm gonna be here for a minute.
Oh no, not not
Yeah, you
dead.
ain't
I'm
going.
just talking about we just we're gonna sit
I ain't that
we're gonna
old.
sit we're gonna sit on the generational side that actually had comments. So and we're just observing the new set of people that is being born in front of us.
Let's break
But
them up.
I don't know what's going on.
You was
I
fine.
could
It
listen.
was only for Cherry. You was fine.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, maybe it just
Yeah.
happens like that
You've been
sometimes.
breaking up with me, but I didn't say nothing because other niggas wasn't hearing it. But all right, let's go around, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
leaving that in there, by the way. Let's go around the room and just give your final thoughts on the whole post and the stealing boyfriend thing. Light, we'll start with you, then you and Lana, and then Sherry, and then I close it out.
okay.
So, I'm not really. I'll say this: I'm not, to each his own. But I just honestly feel like there's a way for you to do anything that you do, and if you any type of woman about yourself, then you know how to keep your mouth closed and do your thing and get what you need. But as far as being all out here broadcasting your business everywhere, you disrespecting yourself, it's gonna be a waste of time. And then first and foremost, as a grown woman, why do you not have your own? Why do you not have all of this ambition for being a better
Mm-hmm.
woman and finding a better career and getting yourself where you need to be as a woman or as a mother for your child? I think that's more important. But to each its own. But I mean, we can really chill out. We can chill out. We can do without all of that.
Light pretty much just hit the nail on the head on the lesson about stealing boyfriends. Just make a long story short, just shut up. Do something important. Do something important with yourself. Like it's your business is your business, and keep it at your business. You don't need no audience. It's like nowadays people they need an audience to react to their situations. It just don't. I just shake my head and I bite my tongue because I be wanting to say so much stuff, but I just don't because it's not my business. It's not my business. So I learn a lot. You learn a lot just by just listening, and it is what it is. So
Atlanta
just shut
said,
up.
"Drink your water and mind your business." That's what he
Thank
said.
you. Thank you. Man, sip smagua.
All right, Cherry, brown sugar.
Okay, so I would just say if you keep your relationship tight, outsiders can't infiltrate your relationship. And if you expand your horizon and go outside of the same dude everybody going for, then you probably can find somebody you compatible with of your own instead of trying to quote steal, which I don't believe in stealing, because if he left, then that's where you're supposed to be going to, because there ain't no stealing. But yeah, so that's how I feel. Shift your mindset. If that's your mindset, shift your mindset to something different. Manifest something different and better for yourself. You should want more. You should know that your blessing got your name on it, not somebody else's.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Okay. Okay, y'all in here preaching today. So y'all want to know what Shea Butter got to say about the matter?
What Shea
What you
Butter got
got
to
to
say?
say, gotta? What you
Yeah,
got
what
to
you got
say,
to
Shea
say?
Butter?
You better be careful what you say to me. Okay, because it might turn around on you. You better be careful what you do to me. Because somebody might do it to you. That's all I got to say
Right.
about that shit. Karma is real than a motherfucker.
Hey, nothing else need to be said. That's point
Yeah.
blank. Period. Just like
Mhm.
y'all ladies be saying, putting the T's on every daggone thing. Period.
We out of here. He about to come for us. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning
Bye,
in.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Good night.